Call this meeting to order. Ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And what's your name? No, yeah, you. You lead us in the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, 29 Palm City Council roll call.
Councilmember Mintz.
Here.
Councilmember Klink.
Here.
Councilmember Scott is absent. Mayor Pro Tem Bilderang.
Here.
Mayor Wright.
Here. 29 Palms TBID roll call.
Chair Rakesh Mehta.
Here.
Board Member Heidi Grunt.
Here.
Board Member Maria Madrid. Here. Board Member Patricia Knight.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to start with some opening remarks, and then we're going to get into this. Y'all know me, I like to write it down so I don't forget nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our vibrant community, I am delighted to extend a warm and cordial welcome to all of you attending this Tourism Business Improvement District Strategic Planning Session. As mayor, I'm both honored and enthusiastic about the collaborative effort that is underway to enhance our local tourism industry. Our community takes great pride in its unique charm, cultural diversity, and natural beauty, which draw visitors from near and far. We recognize the importance of nurturing and advancing our tourism sector, ensuring it continues to flourish and provide economic opportunities for our residents and businesses alike. The TBID Strategic Planning Session represents a pivotal moment in charting the course for the future of tourism in our community. Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment to the sustainable growth and development of our vibrant tourism sector. Together, we will explore innovative strategies, share valuable insights, and forge a path towards achieving our collective goals. I encourage all of you to actively engage in the discussions, exchange ideas, and provide your input throughout this session. I request that you fill out a green slip and turn it in now. Once we get started, we will not accept any more green slips. If you wish to speak on every item, then please annotate it on your slip, and you will be able to do so. Your perspectives are invaluable assets as we shape the vision for the future of our tourism business district. Let us work together to create a blueprint that will propel our community to new heights and ensure a prosperous, welcoming, and unforgettable experience for our visitors. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you, and I look forward to the fruitful discussions and ideas that will emerge during this TBID strategic planning session. Together, we are poised to set new standards of excellence in the world of tourism in our community. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to our shared vision. Public comments. This is the time for the public to address the City Council on issues within the jurisdiction of the City Council that are not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the City Council and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during their comments. There's a time limitation of 1 minute per person. If you haven't already done so, please fill out name and address slips and get them to the City Clerk. City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of the item on the agenda. So I have Jane Rogers.
Good evening, Council, City Council, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, and the TBID Board. It's great to be here tonight. I'm here to introduce myself as the new superintendent of Joshua Tree National Park. Again, my name is Jane Rogers. It is my honor to be here tonight and my honor to also hold this position. And I just want to extend out to the city council members and the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, our continuing dedication and commitment to being a good neighbor and a good friend to the city of 29 Palms. I wanted to thank TBID for engaging Joshua Tree recently with their stakeholder engagement and really listening to our views and perspectives. I really felt part of that, an honest, good faith part of that, and I see that reflected in their notes, and I just want to thank the group on behalf of the National Park Service. I look forward to staying engaged in the process and learning more as we go, and it's great to be here tonight. I would also like to request of the council members that I would be honored to come to a future city council meeting and present a state of the park and share with you some of the data and information and the pending projects we have going, and have an opportunity if you have any questions for me or my staff, and I look forward to that opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Larry, you got that? Pamela LaFosse.
Thank you. I'm here to speak about the Adobe Circle peacocks again. I'm here on behalf of 18 of our neighbors who are concerned about the 11 neighbors that we spoke about before who did not receive any notice and feel disenfranchised by that. And I suddenly was told by Mr. Mintz and Rick Boyd at Animal Control that the apartment complex they live in is now considered a motel, and that there's no reason to let them have a say in this. And they're pretty shocked by that, and the realty company who rents it out is very shocked by that as well, because it is an apartment complex. And all the homes you sent out to, 4 of these are rental properties. One of them actually sold recently as home of the Peacock Parade. Historic area peacocks have roamed this charming neighborhood for years. I have a Airbnb next door called Pavo Real, or Peacock Street, basically. And so peacocks have been used to sell homes there, to get people to stay there, and people are very upset that they have not had any say in it. So on behalf of those 18 people, I just wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I have Deanne Albers. Do you want to make public comment, or are you waiting for? Oh, number 3, sorry.
These are the ones that are public. These are ones that are numbered.
Oh, okay. Grab the wrong stack. Sarah Beck.
Good evening. I'm excited to see what you all have to talk about this evening, but I guess I'll be going in front of that speech. I'm going to bring this up. Part of creating tourism is also making the real estate valuable. And, you know, when our guests do come and stay, this is our chance to see if they would like to buy in the area potentially. They love it, they want to come back, maybe they want to buy. You know, our real estate did fall in this last bit to where 29 Palms took a dive in real estate. So in order for us to resell our real estate, now we're going to be losing money from what we were comparing to before. So I would like to just bring up a discussion now about making those permits transferable. So I'm not sure if that's this meeting, but it also is building a strategic business partner within within selling our properties, so that it makes our properties more valuable. Now, my time is up, but I have more to say.
Thank you. Evan, I can't read the last name. Evan? Can you help me out?
Evan Quaylar.
Quaylar,
Hello,
okay.
everybody. Pleased to be here. Really quick, I had a couple questions regarding tourism development. I think we need to start thinking about, for instance, 20 years ago, Coachella was the size of, you know, the Joshua Tree Music Festival, and 20 years later, that's, you know, a huge enterprise. So what's going on here, you know, of that nature to, you know, kind of attract investment and people, you know, coming here? What's the draw after the national park? So I want to start, you know, talking and thinking about, you know, are we going to invest in something that's going to bring the people? And the second is there a plan of getting people here? I mean, I know that the MBTA has new buses, but they don't have any new routes. It's still hard just to get to the airport. So are we gonna maybe sponsor some transportation or invest in the infrastructure that allows this to grow as a tourist destination? Thank you, that's it.
Brian Burke. Okay. T. Hamadi. I get that right?
Yeah, thanks, T. Hamidi. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you all. My name's T. Hamidi. I want to introduce myself. I'm a resident of the desert. I've been here 17 years over in Joshua Tree, but I'm one of those people that is deeply rural, so I really like 29 Palms. I'd like to be here, but it's okay. I'm over there. I'm just going to yell from over there to you over here. I want to applaud you, first of all. Thank you so much for having Gay Pride last year. I was one of the organizers that worked with the TBID team, and I want to say from the perspective of, so to speak, the gay community, I don't speak for them, but to say that I feel like it was a really successful event. There was no bad stuff that happened. I think we picked up after ourselves. And so I just wanted to, to encourage you to please approve my application to go ahead and have the second Gay Pride here, 29 Palms in June. We do need time to plan for our event. Sorry. And so just please consider time. Oh, shoot. Thank you so much.
Gretchen Grunt.
Hi, thank you all for being here. I just wanted to be a voice of gratitude. I try not to cry. I've been just flashing back to 29 Palms, old photos from, when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, and just, it's a gorgeous town, and it's flourishing like that again, and I'm so excited to see the transformations that have been happening since I moved back home 20 years ago, and I just want to make sure small businesses make it, because that's what's making our town. And that's what's going to make our real estate go up, and that's what's going to make people want to be part of an amazing community. And you guys are all part of it. You're all part of it, and it's really exciting. So I just want to say thank you.
Okay, no more public announcements. So now I get the pleasure of introducing New Deal Hospitality. We have Devin Bunch, CEO, and Sarah Beckstead, Vice President, Brand Development and Partnerships. So turn it over to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm also going to pass this off to Brianne. I think she also wanted to have a quick introduction, and then we'll dive into our program.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Wait, before I got to read this letter. No. I got to read this letter. This is a part of public comment. Sorry. From Vino Nathara. Okay. All right. Hi, Vanessa. I'm traveling, which I shared with the TBID director way in advance when she had brought to my notice about this meeting date and requested it be moved to first week in November. This company hired by the city is such a joke and a waste of taxpayers' money. They had a Zoom meeting, which the time and date conflicted with my annual church prayer meeting. I have tried numerous times to contact them. They would not answer or take calls. I read an article that they are a decade-old company with almost us being 4 years in COVID. Was the company hired by public tender, or how was they chosen? I received an email with a laundry list of questions that has been a question for years with TBID. Also, a lot of stakeholders was never notified of their Zoom meeting date and time of the meeting. As a stakeholder, a major contributor to TBID, creating employment and catering to the tourism industry, I am very disappointed with this company. Please request the chairperson to read this message out publicly as public stakeholders' input. Thanks, Vino.
This is
Okay.
Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck. I don't know how to say it.
Okay. Okay, this one's from Patrick Zuckowicki. I think I got close. I hope you're well. The 29 Palms Book Festival inaugural edition was a big success, and I want to thank the city and TBID for their support. We established a strong community-oriented event identity. We had 278 attendees for 7 live sessions with one gathering 71 people. 32 authors participated, and book signings were a hit. Downtown stores reported robust sales with over 60 out-of-town visitors, half of them authors who stayed in local accommodations. Before authors and journalists departed, I collected their insights for a forthcoming post-mortem report, which will include press clips. We'd be happy to share it with you. If you have time, you should check out Gary Daniel's radio show on Z107.5 FM for more details. Best, Patrick Zuckowicki. Okay, now.
Okay, thank you for that. So I'm just, for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Brianne Duzastre. I'm the Director of Marketing for Visit 29 Palms, our city's tourism business improvement district. Thank you very much for coming here today. I'm thrilled by the turnout. Look forward to hearing everybody's insights and ideas. Before I turn it over to our moderators at New Deal Hospitality, I'd just love to take a quick moment to share a couple comments about why tourism matters. California is both the largest and most competitive travel and tourism market in the U.S., playing a critical role in the state's economic prosperity by generating billions of dollars in visitor spending, tax revenue, and supporting over 1 million jobs. Travel and tourism plays just as critical of a role here in 29 Palms and our own local economy, supporting hundreds of jobs and contributing now over $2 million a year in transient occupancy tax alone. So it's a huge benefit and an asset for the city to have a TBID in place, to have a dedicated budget for destination marketing, and the success of our TBID is very working together, developing a travel product with broader appeal and greater collective exposure. So, as our city evolves, both as a community and a travel destination, community engagement is extremely important. We are here to hear your thoughts, your ideas, and to work collaboratively in terms of moving forward. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce our moderators. We have Bevan Bunch, CEO of New Deal Hospitality, down at the end there, and I'm seated beside Sarah Beckstead, who's the Vice President of Brand Development and Partnerships. With deep roots in hospitality, tourism, and destination strategy, New Deal Hospitality came highly recommended to us by our state partners at Visit California, most specifically for their great work in supporting the city of Benicia in developing strategic marketing plans, and we're thrilled to have them here today to help lead us through this session.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having us to the TBID and City Council. We really appreciate the hospitality and welcoming us in. We're really here today to really help open the doors for collaboration, gain valuable insights as we go through our agenda, and really look for a more unified force across the strategic tourism. We're going to go through our agenda today. We have 6 kind of key topics for discussion. The first will be the TBID structure and objectives, the TBID budget, our tourism pillars of focus, marketing strategy, success metrics, and events. So we'll look forward to hearing comments and having opened this up for discussion, but we first want to start with a really just overview of the TBID, really understand kind of the understanding of the objectives and goals, and then we'll move into our discussion topics. So go ahead and look at the screen. So very high level, talking about the inception. Visit 29 Palms was founded in 2017 under the Parking and Business Improvement Area Law in 1989. This is formed as a public-private partnership between the City of 29 Palms, the local government, and lodging operators and owners within the city. It is defined by 58 square mile boundary. It incorporates all of the City of 29 Palms lodging properties, hotels, motels, RV resorts, and short-term vacation rentals, but it does exclude lodging properties within the 29 Palms Marine Base. It is managed by a volunteer member advisory board with a full-time dedicated employee, meaning Director of Marketing Brianne, that is appointed by the City Council. They represent diverse district lodging, who oversee the development and execution of the tourism plan and the budget. They are offering strategic guidance and direction to the TBID staff. It is renewed annually and operates on a federal government fiscal calendar, which runs October 1st through September 30th. The staff also manages and operates the visitor center that is open to the public 7 days a week. The TBID is funded entirely by revenue generated by a 1.5% self-assessed tourism fee. This fee is levied and collected from all hotels, motels, RV resorts, and short-term vacation rentals. And the key objective is that throughout the year is to build interest and awareness for the city as a travel destination and ultimately drive overnight room demand. And lastly, the marketing goals, which is incredibly essential as we open up the discussion this afternoon. So first and foremost, the TBID assessment revenue. Increasing assessment revenue year over year is the primary goal of the Visit of 29 Palms TBID. Second, lead generation and lodging partner referrals. Strategically increase lead generation and lodging partner referrals tracked as outbound lodging links on the Visit 29 website. And third, engagement, reach, and following across all owned channels. That includes website, social media, e-blast, and offering quarterly marketing reports that track the results using various key metrics of all the campaigns. So really to tie that up, this gives us a platform and a foundation to really open this up to discussion. I'd like to go ahead and start with our first topic. For the first item on the agenda, we'd like to discuss the TBID structure and organization. Really, this is a critical piece of the structure, the ability to execute on a plan, and really identifying opportunities to bring the community together. The structure is designed to facilitate collaboration, resource management, strategic planning, and community involvement. With that said, do you feel the current organizational structure and TBID's objectives set a foundation for its success in the upcoming fiscal years? Mr. Mayor, will you please open up the discussion for public comment?
All right. Okay, so I have Susan Peplau for this one.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time. I don't have a ton of comments specifically to the structure other than I feel that the board has been around for some time, so I think that we need to consider changing the structure to allow for term lengths so we can get some fresh blood in there. I know that previously we'd had some issues getting interested parties, but I think that's changed. So it's time to shift for that. And I would recommend doing that as quickly as possible, maybe starting by the beginning of the year. And that might be my main one for that particular topic. Yeah, basically board limits. Thank you.
Okay. And I have Michael Usher.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to hear all these nice words about collaborating and working together because, you know, when we talk about tourism and we talk about it in 29 Palms and with relation to the Morongo Basin, we are all kind of on the same team together in the sense that when people are coming to the desert or they're coming to visit Joshua Tree, we as 29 Palms businesses and people are competing with the other communities in the Joshua Tree National Park area for their time, right? If we don't have a collective or a shared vision and goal, some mission statements, or some objectives that are unified and up to the current standard of tourism in 29, then people will come to the desert, they'll come to 29 and go to whatever place they haven't been before, and then they'll go somewhere else, or they'll go to Pappy and Harriet's or some place that they're familiar with to stay and spend the rest of their tourism dollars. So with regard to structure, I think that we need to incorporate and decide on a new set of goals and mission statements to help focus all of us involved. Was this 3 minutes in here?
It's 1 minute,
Sweet.
sorry.
Yep, I'll be back.
Okay. Cindy Bernard.
1 minute or 3 minutes?
1 minute.
The agenda doesn't say that. The agenda says 3.
We said 1 minute at the beginning.
That is not cool. So I'm going to say very quickly. Frank would say heads and beds. I would often add butts and restaurant chairs and tchotchkes and bags. The provenance of the TBID is too limited. It needs to go beyond just accommodations and understand that we need more in order to benefit the larger range of businesses we have happening in our city. I would also say that the structure needs to be revisited in terms of the board. The board has 3 members on it who have been on there longer than 4 years. It's time for those people to roll off the board. I believe that with everything that's happened with the TBID has lost the public trust, and it's time for new blood, as Susan was saying. So let's see those 3 members roll off. Let's get some new people on the TBID. Let's expand it to 7 members so we can have 2 people who are at large. Make sure we have a great mix of hotel operators, motel operators, STR owners, and a couple of people at large, so perhaps we can have someone from the restaurant industry or the retail industry on the TBID. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. John Cole.
May I give my minute to Michael?
No, sir.
Okay. I don't have anything to say right now.
Okay. Greens?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Zarate. I'm the corporate director of sales for Greens Hotels. We recently acquired the new Fairfield Inn down the street. We're also building a home too here in Fairfield, here in 29 Palms. So super excited about that. I just wanted to add that I very much support TBID. I think it's done great things for us since we've been in the city. With the welcoming, I mean, Brianne showed us around the city. We were able to understand all that 29 has to offer, meet some business owners, and really be able to market it while we have visitors. So I just wanted to add that I do believe that the structure is great. I do think as a community, we also have to involve ourselves, and that's why we're here. So great job.
Thank you. Brian Burke. Comments? Everybody good?
I'll just step in there, and I like the ideas of a new board. However, if we want to do it now, we'll have to wait another year because I would put 4 years limit on it. And this is the 4th year coming up, I think, or is it the 5th? Well, if it's the 5th, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait a little bit, but something to look at, and I do like the idea of a new mission statement goals, and you guys are going to give us a lot of good things to discuss later on, so thank you. Keep it coming. And welcome, Fairfield Inn.
Well, on that note, I think we had one board member. Did she resign? Am I right, Brianne?
Yes.
Yes. We had one board member resign. I believe the last time we opened this up, we only had 1 or 2 folks even apply for this. So it would be great to have more people actually apply. And, you know, everybody says they want change. That's great. But when it comes up and then we advertise it and then, you know, we don't have anybody apply for the position. So I encourage everyone, if you do want to get involved and if you want change, then when this opens up for the new, the vacancy, please apply. So that's really all I got to say, because it's encouraging to see this happening. I've mentioned it to folks who spoke at our council meeting, and all of a sudden now we have people that are speaking up. So
So I just want to point out that it's important that you know that we're taking all this in. We're taking notes and things like that. Of course, we can't take action on anything tonight, but so keep it coming. It's great ideas and things like that. And also, you know, there are some legal ramifications when you start talking about members on the board, so just keep that in mind as well. But great ideas, please keep them coming. And then we're going to open up for the TBID.
If I may just jump in. So, right, so we are established under the 89 law. So with that, there's an ordinance already in place that needs to be taken into account. I just want to take this opportunity to let you all know or remind you that we host our own TBID public meetings, and they happen bi-monthly, third Thursday of the month. The next one will be November the 9th. We hope to see you all there so we can continue these kinds of discussions. So I just wanted to add that.
Anybody else? All right, we're going to move to the next one.
Thank you. All right, for our second discussion item, we want to dive into the 23-24 budget priorities. This budget is a strategic tool. It's going to be imperative for us to carry out the initiatives set forth in the marketing plan presented by Brianne, and really understand how to make long-term commitments and have a sustainable plan in place for the long term. TBID's budget priorities have evolved with focus points in tourism trends, including event sponsorship with $200,000 allocated, digital marketing $45,000, broadcast media $36,000, and video production $16,000. So with that in mind, are these TBID budget allocations aligned with the expectation for the investment in tourism and destination marketing? Mr. Mayor, will you please open up the discussion for public comment?
Okay. I have Cindy Bernard.
I have a different comment regarding the budget. Again, going back to the board, there was an error in the health benefits on the prior budget, which I found. No one on the board reviewed the budget and found the error. I found it, I wrote Frank. Frank said, oh yeah, there's an error. And it was corrected on the next budget. That was this year. It's a problem. The board needs to pay attention. Historically, the TBID has not allocated sufficient funds to events. I don't think understands how much events cost to produce. They have turned down really great proposals for events, thinking they're too expensive. You need to have someone that understands how much these things cost. Otherwise, we'll never have progress on this issue. Had one other thing, can't remember it right now, but I'm sure I'll be back. Thanks.
My question.
All right, I'm ready for 1 minute this time. Rediscover 29 and its members would love to work with TBID, the city, and other interested stakeholders to coordinate, produce, and execute monthly festival-style events in downtown 29 Palms. We are proposing a $12,000 to $15,000 per month or $120,000 to $150,000 annual budget in cooperation with the city and with TBID in order to produce this monthly event. The goal eventually would be to do a bi-monthly event as we build the infrastructure and the network to be able to do so. In order to do this, the budget probably also needs to include at least another part-time employee on the TBID permanent staff in order to help facilitate this increase in events and planning.
Susan Peplau.
Hello again. Without really knowing exactly how the line items will kind of shake out that are on the budget themselves, and I have 1 minute, I'll just spout out some ideas. You know, aside from the obvious events or things of that nature, we could do socials classes where we could teach people within the community and other business owners how to do their own marketing, their Instagram. I mean, that could be, that would be very beneficial perhaps, so the marketing isn't all on the TBID. When everybody starts posting, there's a domino effect in a positive way in that manner. Printed materials for hotels and VHRs and businesses. I mean, printed still works. I was in Mammoth recently and there's printed material. Download printable visitor guides, regional maps for visitors, quarterly mixers with rolling locations within the city. Again, awareness builds awareness is important, sorry. Oh, see? You guys are doing a disservice paying for a moderator and only giving us 1 minute to speak.
Greens. Okay. Mr. Cole? Okay, we'll open it up to the council. TBID?
Thank you very much for the support, and thank you, Council, Mayor, and the city for facilitating this. As the TBID chair, I would like to say a few things about the events, and I would also like to explain the process of how this whole TBID structure works. One, it is made up of stakeholders, which are the hoteliers, the lodging partners, and the vacation rentals that are contributing to it. As the TBID chair for the last 4 years, you have to keep in mind that we were in COVID until 2021. We had no idea as to what events we could do or what we would be able to do, and the budget was created in September of the year prior. So if you want to think about it, in 2021, the budget was created in September of 2020, when we had no idea what the restrictions and what events we'll be able to do. However, anytime any event was brought to the TBID's attention and requested any kind of monetary support, the TBID has made special requests and special assessment and adjusted our budget to incorporate that. Just like I see the participation today, I wish we would have had that for all our monthly, bi-monthly meetings in the past, where suggestions were solicited, suggestions were requested. There were postings on the city website about not only a social media, also assisting Brianna at the visitor center and assisting the board in subcommittees. And that was very difficult to get any participation. So I would encourage all of you to take some time, just like how we are doing as a board on a voluntary basis, to promote the destination that we all love. And in a collaborative way, it would make a big effort if we work together in a constructive way rather than a criticizing way. Thank you.
So along the lines of 1 minute, we're working. Hey, you don't have a slip. I'm talking now, so please. We want the bullet points. We're here trying to get ideas, and you guys are bringing great ideas. Give us the bullet points. We're taking notes and things like that. This is not a decision meeting again. It's for us to, make some points and get some ideas and things like that so that we can move this TBID forward. So please, give us bullet points in a minute, because we are under time constraint. I've already closed it to the public, so you got to wait for the next one. Okay, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to go off of Mike's suggestion of at least a part-time employee. When we worked on the budget for this past year, we did recommend a full-time person, which was removed during a city council meeting. I would like to see that brought back, because our marketing director is one person and can only go so far. We do need more help to be able to implement all these ideas that the community is bringing to us. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, for our third discussion item, we'll dive into the tourism pillars of focus. For the TBID, their primary focus are 5 key buckets: outdoor recreation, arts, culture, and history, health and wellness, culinary, stargazing, and astronomy. There are strategic goals that are going into these destination pillars, with an increase in awareness in 29 Palms as a tourist destination, increased demand for lodging and increased overnight stays, support for local and regional signature event development, leveraging partnership opportunities with regional and state tourism partners, and really, truly to drive tourist association with 29 Palms, with Joshua Tree, and other national parks. With that in mind, does the community agree with the areas of focus under the tourism pillars? Mr. Mayor, will you please open up the discussion?
Deanna Albers.
Thank you for this opportunity. I've lived in the area for 16 years and been involved in desert conservation and education all of that time and prior. I work at the Visitor Center part-time, and the people who work at the Visitor Center actually talk to the visitors. We give them day trips so they can stay in 29 Palms and visit the numerous areas around. And believe me, Joshua Tree is getting old. People don't want to go there anymore. Our visitors love 29 Palms. We offer them, which anybody can come, you can tell your guests, a concierge service for the city of 29 Palms and the desert. They come in, they can spend an hour, they can spend 5 minutes, whatever they need to do and to know about the city of 29 Palms and the surrounding areas. And I fully believe that we have saved some lives. So come and visit the Visitor Center. If you haven't been there, you've missed a great opportunity. Brianne has done an incredible job.
Thank you. Susan Peplau.
To do every item now. It's the only way to get anything in. Tourism pillars of focus. Overall, a good idea. I think we can really spend some time to try to land grab that the west gate for Joshua Tree National Park is going to be getting expanded, which means we're going to have a lot of traffic coming to 29 Palms. So as our pillar for the national park, I think we should try to get people not just coming in and using our infrastructure, but to be actually staying within 29 Palms, so that might fall a little bit under marketing. And I think there's other opportunities under the arts to work with the PAC and start partnering with them and their resources to start utilizing that, bringing in the arts or focusing on that. And then we have a lot of great relationships with the national park, with the base, as well as, you know, Michael and other community members. So yeah, let's try to look at our pillars that we have and how to enhance them and how to use partnerships and relationships that we already have in place to move them forward.
Cindy Bernard.
You know, this isn't really a strategic planning session. If this were a strategic planning session, it would have been treated seriously like other council strategic planning sessions. You did a great strategic planning session for council with the whiteboards, where we could write things on the boards we could see.
Are you commenting on this
Yeah,
item?
I'm about to. I'm going to say that I think the pillars are great. I think their implementation sucks. I think there's never been a logical system put forward by the TBID for granting money. It's disorganized. There needs to be a system similar to what council has started to initiate, with deadlines for grants, amounts set aside that are dedicated to grants, a panel of people that are informed as to the field that the grants are for, so they can make informed decisions with budgets, know how much money is available so they can write grants and do and implement these 5 pillars. Right now we have nothing. Thanks.
Patrick Zuckowicki. Am I getting that right? All right. Oh, sorry, you want number 6? Yes. Okay. Michael Usher.
All right, last one. With regards to the pillars of focus, I think that there are some of the pillars of focus that directly benefit 29 Palms. There are a lot of things on there, or several things on there, though, that don't necessarily aren't 29 Palms specific, so we might not be getting the bang for our buck with those pillars of focus. I believe that one of the main pillars of focus should include a focused effort on community events as a catalyst to drive tourism and keep tourists in town. When we're talking about competing with other places, having more things going on or having things that are designed to give them different options throughout the weekend would keep them in town and would also be able to deliver some of the metrics that I know the TBID is concerned about, you know, with regard to hotel stays and trackable data points that can be used. Thank you.
Okay, I don't have a slip for you.
Just put my name all for Sarah back then. There wasn't a thing that said all, so just check.
Okay. So what's your name?
Sarah Beth, I did fill out something.
Okay, you can come up, we'll find it.
Just quickly, in your paperwork, it says over 800,000 overnight visitors a year for 29 Palms. I would personally like, as a host, to, I treat my business as a personal concierge service. So before they come, I want to know what they're doing here. What, you know, why are you visiting? Here's some things that you can do. We give them a long suggestion, our guidebook, etc. So with our supplementary vacation rental agreement, we get their email address. Can we somehow maybe put on there that it's okay that we turn your email address into marketing? So marketing for you, can we have a email marketing blast all the time and gather all these 800,000 emails that we can somehow solicit to have them come back and have that represented by you? But I was going to say, oh shoot. Yeah, that.
Okay, I'll call you up for all of them. Okay. We're trying to find it. You said Sarah Beck? Yes. Okay, got it. We'll find it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna open up for the council. Oh, sorry. Green. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. My name is AJ Rahman. I'm the president of Greens Hotels. As Ashley, our corporate director of sales, mentioned, we operate the Fairfield in 29 Palms, and we are adding another property in 29 Palms. I think I didn't have any specific questions for the last one, but it's, you know, in relation to some of the comments made. We do like to be very involved in the markets we're in. We'd be very interested in getting a seat, whether that's adding members to that council. We do operate over 25 hotels. We have, you know, an in-house marketing team and quite a bit of experience in understanding and interpreting a lot of the metrics that do come in from a lot of your promotions. So we'd be very interested and definitely, you know, will be one of the people that shows up when that comes for call. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Cole? All right, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, now I'm gonna open up to the council.
Well, I'm liking that this last question had a lot of already had two great suggestions already that I'm going to take heed of. So thank you for, this is what we need. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm same with Danny. There has been a couple of things that have come up just in the last number 3 we're on. So keep them coming so we can write them down and look into them all and hopefully bring everybody together as a whole instead of having that group here, this group there, that group there. So we want to get everybody together on all this. So please keep them coming.
Okay, TBID? Everybody good? All right. We'll keep it moving then. Next one.
Okay, thank you. For our fourth discussion item, we want to open up the room for opportunities to share ideas and collaboration opportunities for 29 Palms marketing. This is critical to align interests for the community, residents, businesses, and the goals of the TBID. With that in mind, what are marketing strategies that you've seen in other cities that you found interesting and effective? Are there any ideas you would like to see incorporated into the TBID marketing plan? Mr. Mayor, will you please open up the discussion?
All right. So I got Ms. Sarah Beck. You say it all.
As a concierge host, I would really appreciate having things to tell people what to do. I give them the same things every week. The casino, there's this, there's that, and the farmer's market is a hands-down good one. Okay, send them Saturday mornings to the farmer's market. You know, late in the evening, go to the casino, but what else is there to do? I would love to see some concerts, more concerts in the area. And back to that email marketing, as a host also, I would really, and an owner, I would really appreciate like weekly emails also from what's happening within the city, on the city council, also within everything that's happening, things that are coming up and everything, so I can plan for my guests who are coming. We want to be a part, we're in business together, so what's going on a weekly basis within the city? Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Cole.
Information continues to be so important, and this lady just mentioned it again, getting informed about what's going on. We've had that situation throughout this basin and in this community, and it usually takes somebody to collect that. But that is so beneficial to all of us involved. If there's a way to coordinate that, that would sure, I think, enhance a lot of what all the other comments they've been making and so forth comes from informed decision making. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Burke. Okay. Greens.
Some marketing strategies that I've seen work in other cities that have been really great for promoting the city has been going to sports conventions, going to travel and tourism get-togethers where there's tons of different agencies and those that travel and those that sponsor and take care of those that are traveling. So I think maybe having more of a presence at those types of events where you have a booth set up and you're able to really market 29 versus the other city would be really awesome. And then really digging into that Smurf market, a lot more can come from sports, and I think that with the pillars that we talked about a few minutes ago, this kind of jumps into that too, whereas if we could get more out there and market at these big functions where we're talking to decision makers, I think that'd be really, really great to market 29 and get more of a weekend and long.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Could I just respond to the people wanting to know about information about 29 Palms? It's all on our website. All you have to do is go to visit29.org, come into the visitor center, all of the events, everything is on there.
Okay.
Restaurants, hotels, Airbnbs.
I think they're talking more about personal emails, so thank you, though. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to add one thing. I think that
Can you come to the mic?
I think that having a B2B marketing plan, I think that 29 Palms has the 4 pillars of any events that wants to be organized here. This multi-purpose venue, hotels, the scenery, and parking. And I think that targeting groups that want to find a retreat for small groups that want to come in for a weekend, this is perfect. And there are today's events, there are magazines, meeting and incentives that cater to event organizers, to companies that want to bring small groups, and I think that there should be a very strong campaign aimed at this category of potential customers. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna bring it to the, you already had your minute, right, on this one? Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all right.
You set the rules.
Well, you didn't put that on your paper, though.
I'm everything now. Sort of assistance in that method would be helpful, like whether it is a paid like social media director or a PR person or a firm or somebody that's particularly savvy in socials. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody from our board or somebody within that's our director personally, and it doesn't have to be a part-time person at the visitor center. Like, this is a paid position. People are professionals at this job, and so like we can utilize those people that are professionals to bring people in. And it's also important to try to get our reach greater than 100 miles, because we don't want them just visiting for the day and then leaving. It might help restaurants and some sales tax, very important. Number 3, revenue gen. And I had more.
Thank you. Okay, open it up to the council.
Well, somebody mentioned sporting events, which is obviously dear to my heart. Sporting promotion in this country is $1 billion business. When the basketball tournament, kind of pre-COVID, between the visitors and the basketball tournament, you couldn't find a hotel room in 29 Palms. It was full. Some of them folks had to stay in Yucca Valley, and if they really called late, they were further away when we had maximum teams here. So I wouldn't mind us exploring more. We have Knott Sky Park that has 6 fields that could be utilized. I know when one of our Park and Rec folks left here, he went to Apple Valley, and the first thing they built a whole bunch of soccer fields, and basically that's what he does. He promotes soccer, and they have soccer tournaments there. And now we have 2 fields, so just a thought. Actually, we have 3, so just my thoughts.
And I'll piggyback off of that. When I was younger, we actually stayed out at the military base in the barracks because we didn't have as many rooms that we have now. So now would be the time to start pushing our, what is it called, the Kiwanis tournament? The boys and girls basketball. Start really pushing that to get more teams involved and try to get more people up here for that weekend. A lot of money is to be made there. And I had one, oh, that beautiful stage out there that's been there for how long now? Why can't we get it to be something every single month? On this, to be able to do that once a month on the weekend and have the TBID out there marketing that to, if we could get it for the whole year, they could market it for the whole year, that would be awesome, but you know, it's kind of hard to do every single month and have it that far out. But just monthly, just to get that thing in use and bring the people here to 29 Palms, and everybody loves to go to concerts. So it's something that we really have to work on to do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to add in that when we start thinking about marketing, especially if we're doing monthly, that we don't forget our Christian community, because we like concerts and things like that too. So, okay, TBID.
Great points and excellent ideas, and that's exactly what this is all about, and TBID has been trying to do that. Like Patricia mentioned earlier, about 40% of Brianne's time is taken up in the logistics, which is putting these meetings together, putting the agenda, putting the marketing plan, updating the marketing plan, and things that are required by the the law that was established in the 1989. However, she's gone above and beyond that in trying to do marketing activities. Ma'am, you mentioned about Smurf and the tourism shows. We had a couple of FAM tours over here, one for us from International Travel and Tourism, which happens once a year, where all the buyers from all over the world come to United States. And we did a FAM tour in 29 Palms, which was the first in the desert up here. Additionally, most recently, we had Avianca Airlines that started direct service into Ontario Airport. The marketing efforts by the TBID has Visit 29 advertisement at Ontario Airport, Palm Springs Airport on the I-10 freeway. We requested, like Patricia said, that we need help for Brianne. Unfortunately, it was not approved. We would still request that. And as you can see in this year's budget, we put $200,000 for events. We need suggestions. We're not the experts. We're hoteliers. We also need business, but we also need help from the community that's gonna increase the heads and beds. If you look at just the numbers, we can talk about this didn't happen, that didn't happen. If you look at the TBID numbers have grown every year, year over year. And keep in mind that that's only 1.5% of the whole assessment. There's 10.5% totally collected. Only 1.5% comes to TBID. And out of that, we're trying to do the best we can, which includes Brianne, who's done a phenomenal job. And despite what everybody says, I can assure you, if somebody else was in that position, they would have buckled up and quit a long time ago. So it's easy to talk, it's very difficult to execute without any kind of support. So I would highly encourage if we can get some help for the visitor center. Visitor center was shut down. It was by the chamber. It was never even operational. I, as a hotelier, could not even send somebody there. We took over the TBID, we took over the visitor center. We had that doors open 7 days. Like Deanne said, who's been volunteering and helping part-time basis. We have an agenda. The new website that the TBID is paying for and getting it done is gonna allow all the stakeholders, not just the hoteliers, every business in town to go on there, update your information, update your hours, put in information related to your business that's gonna help the people that are coming in. We've got QR codes. People are now using that QR code to go to the Visit 29 website. The old website would not support it, the new one will. But again, Brianne needs help, and that's what we've been asking for, and that's what we budgeted for. So I would appreciate if somebody is subject matter expert, please volunteer, help out, or even, apply. We had postings for how long? About 6 months?
6 months.
No response. And not just in 29 Palms. It was all the whole area. And we partnered with Discover Inland Empire right now. We partnered with Visit Palm Springs, and we partnered with Visit California. We had at the IPW, Visit 29 had their material, all the paraphernalia that you talk about, the printed, it was there at the Visit California booth. And very few cities were represented. And Discover Inland Empire right now is on a China mission where we're trying to get the Chinese market to come here because they are the second largest spender in the world when it comes to tourism. And the TBID is sponsoring that to try to get the Chinese tourists to come to town as well, because when they come by the buses. Thank you.
All right. Oh, sorry.
If I may just add one comment, thank you. I just want to also address, Patrick, your comments of the importance of B2B. I'm really excited for us, all of the new tools and opportunities that this new tourism site that is in production right now will bring for us, and that is something new that's been added into the strategy for this current year, is really working to develop a separate section or maybe microsite to really support the growth in groups, meetings, retreats, and things as such. So thank you for that. Coming soon.
Okay, move to the next.
Wonderful. Heading into our fifth discussion item, we're going to be talking about success metrics. Without being able to measure any of the work and the efforts put together to put the marketing plan in place and the budget, we need to really identify what are the established success metrics that are really going to be able to keep us accountable. The current 29 success metrics are, for 29 Palms, is the TBID assessment revenue. It is the most important KPI for 29 Palms. It's tracked and reported on a quarterly basis. The second is lead generation and lodging partner referrals. This is really critical in terms of the website, determining advertising program, industry events, and website optimization. The third is engagement reach and following across the own channels. Again, website, social media, e-blast. And lastly, the visitor center, again, open 7 days a week, and really identifying the key items and printed collateral for guests that are coming on site. With that said, what are 1 to 2 realistic success metrics you feel would be best to inform you, the community, of the tourism growth and success?
Greens?
Hello. So I'm, kind of soaking everything in, and I know we're the new guys in the area. But in terms of success metrics, I think, and maybe this is something that is published somewhere, so I just don't know the answer. But in a meeting like this, it would have been nice to hear kind of exactly what those exact metrics are. For example, in digital marketing, what are your, viewer ratios compared to industry and things like that. I'm not really sure what the 200K specifically goes into promotion, so understanding that a little bit better. Digital marketing, for example, 40,000 or 45,000 sounds a little bit low. You're probably not going to get much reach, but how much reach are we getting from there would kind of really help to understand. If we're getting something like an 8% viewer rate, that's probably really good. Or click rate. I forget all the names specifically. Click-through rates. As far as oh shoot. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Burke? Mr. Cole? Oh, he left. Did he leave? Okay. Sarah Beck?
In regards to the platform for, I think that's what we're talking about. I would really like to see, hopefully, that program be very visual. We're constantly doing reels, different things to attract people with our vacation rentals. We only have a certain amount of time to capture somebody. So what really is that site going to look like? So I'm hoping that we really concentrate on some good pictures. And I think, Brianna, I emailed you today regarding 3 of my vacation rentals that I didn't like the front picture. I don't think anybody's going to book going to the Visit 29 and booking my one based on the front picture that you chose, or whoever chose. Thank you so much for those. But I'm just saying, I think we need to concentrate on really what people are looking at, because it's just like, hey, if there's this cool picture of a lit pool that is super inviting and they can swim in, they're going to book you. So how are we capturing that 10-second, whatever that algorithm is, that people want to come here, stay here, book here?
Thank you. Cindy.
Again, I'm going to go back in time. One of the challenges with the TBID is and remains that there has been no self-reflection. There's been no self-analysis, and there has been no work done to ensure that the metrics that Brianne quotes, which are all great, actually come from, actually there's a relationship between the growth that the TBID likes to point to and the marketing the TBID does. It's all anecdotal. There's never been a survey, there's never been anything professionally done to tie the growth back to the marketing. And I would just ask that with some of the $500,000 surplus that the TBID generated, that some of that money be spent on a professional to tie those results back to its marketing, so we actually know what's happening there. Thanks.
Okay.
It is not. It's under development now. and really increasing our ability to have that immediate visual impact and to do a more effective job when it comes to visual storytelling, and having someone who lands on the site and gets a sense and is excited of what this place is really like is really one of the driving reasons why the site is being redone. So we're really looking forward to continuing that work and building it. And as you know, we've invested a lot in video production. We've got some really stunning kind of feature-length pieces that will be trimmed down so we can have video on key landing pages. And really, we are going for very high visual impact there. Mid-December. And again, friendly reminder, that will allow all business owners access to manage their own business listing. And just, if I may, too, just a couple quick notes. So the annual report that the TBID puts together at the end of each fiscal year, which I'm happy to recirculate as well, does track all of the metrics and analytics currently in place, whether that's looking at engagement and activity on our website, how do our digital marketing campaigns perform, so paid search, display campaigns, social media, so all of that is always identified as part of our annual report, so happy to get extra copies out.
All right. Well, so, yeah, so you have to go to a TBID meeting to ask that question, because this is strategic planning. No, I'm talking about their monthly or bi-monthly meeting. So, so your suggestion is that they do more social media?
Okay, so that's a threefold question, so let me elaborate a little bit on that. Yes, so the old website was archaic. It would not allow anything robust that we're talking about right now. And for that reason, we chose to pick Simple View, which is the industry leader when it comes to creating websites for the visit cities. So every visit, 29 visit, Mammoth visit, Big Bear, you're seeing it, they're the ones that are the engine for that. Along with that, as I talked earlier, yes, the social media campaign is something that's very near and dear to all of us, and we've been trying to have engagement and enrollment from specialists when it comes to that. We haven't been able to secure that. We are soliciting information, and we are soliciting anybody that wants to do that, and we have available in our budget for that. And lastly, if you want to know the details about each line item, you can. Yeah, so. And that's what I'm saying, that we have solicited that and solicited for that position and for that budget, and we haven't been able to. If there are suggestions, we are open to that.
So I think the answer to your question is that they are concerned with social media. However, they're redoing the website because the website needs to be updated. So that's why the emphasis is on the website at this meeting. But they are concerned with social media, and they do want to reach out with social media. They just haven't found the right person to help them do that.
I thought the launch was in this mid-December?
That's for the website.
But again, I'm not really asking for a person, I'm asking for the strategy. What's the strategy? The strategy, the priority.
That's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone to help them.
Could you do
As I mentioned earlier, that there's only one full-time employee that the
Okay.
TBID has, and that's Brianne. We do not have anybody else that can support or do all the things that we're talking about. If you look at a typical
Thank you, sir.
TBID.
We're gonna move.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to get that answered a little bit later.
November 9th is our next meeting.
Okay, November 9th. Okay, next one.
Moving on to our final discussion item, we want to open up the doors to share ideas for the investment and launch of a signature event in 29 Palms. We want this event to instill community pride, connection, and drive visitor trips and dwell time. Focusing on the tentpole investment into the pillars that we discussed earlier, thinking about outdoor recreation, arts, culture, history, health and wellness, culinary, stargazing, and astronomy. What kinds of events do you feel would best deliver on the tourism pillars? How do you feel there could be more collaboration on a signature event? Mr. Mayor, will you please open up for public comment?
Okay, we got Cindy Bernard.
I want to say that the $200,000 you have for events is due to city council, not due to you. You didn't allocate that money, council did. With regard to events, one of the challenges we have in this town, I think in general with regard to events, is, and I'm speaking as someone who produced concerts for 20 years in Los Angeles and has been on nonprofit boards for 30 years. You have to plan in advance. And we have a challenge with that in this city. If we want to have a year's worth of concerts on that stage, which I believe is the most underutilized resource we have, it's really crazy that we don't have concerts happening. I would say more than once a month, Joel. I would say twice a month, you know? But, you know, it takes a year of planning in advance to a plan, at least a year of planning in advance, to plan that year of concerts. Because if you're going to bring people through, like bands and people to play on the stage, they have schedules. And those schedules are fixed a year in advance. So if you're not working way in advance, you're not going to get those people on that stage. So that's what it takes.
Patrick Zuckowicki. Hey, am I getting that right?
You are.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Well, I wanted to talk about the second edition of the 29 Palms Book Festival that ended 2 days ago. Thanks to the city of 29 Palms, TBID, and 29 local businesses and organizations from 29 Palms and the High Desert Basin. It was a successful event with enough people from out of town to know that this event can be expanded. So next year it will take place over 2 days on the 8th and 9th of November. And we're already working on a plan, and at the next TBID meeting we'll be able to present both measurable results from this first edition and a clear plan for next year with a one-year deployment strategy so that we can surf on the momentum of this first edition. Thank you.
Sarah Beck.
Let's try to create a 12-month calendar events for the town. So one thing I'd like to see is the Taste of the Desert, which is wine and food event. We can invite Palm Springs, all of Coachella Valley up here to come and present their food and their best wines. You know, it could be Svedka, vodka, tequila, and wines, wineries, those kind of things, maybe Temecula. All those things will come if we have a year-to-year, a signature Taste of the Desert. I'd like to focus on spring and fall families, marine-based events, because that'll get the families here and staying here. And those families stay a week. They don't just book a weekend. They'll stay in our vacation rentals and hotels a week plus. So if we get spring and fall to support the marine base, I think that'll really help us. Obviously, vintage car shows, film festivals, social media events. Social media, I don't know what that means, but it's so big. What can we focus on there? And also a heritage celebration of 29 Palms. Maybe it's a home tour. It's the 29 Palms Inn. It's a tour.
Thank you. Brian Burke? Yeah. Greens?
So I'll apologize, I've been about one question behind this whole time. So I'll just address that, I've heard a lot about the admin, and just in my experience, I would say that it makes a lot of sense what you're saying here, an additional person here, just knowing the size of the city and what's needed. That's definitely something that does make a lot of sense and should be something in the budget. I will say that it relates to digital marketing and social. We do have a lot of experience there. I would recommend that you don't hire an individual for that, but instead use more of a company that really, is very specialized in that. And of course, we do work with a number of companies, so of course something that can always be. We plan on being at the meeting on November 9th. So thanks.
You filled out one paper, so it doesn't just have to be one of us.
No, you can go.
So some of the events that I think would be really nice to see here are some of the events that we see everywhere else that we see bring a lot of traction. Some of my suggestions are like Tough Mudder, the Spartan Race. We have just so much land out here. I think that those would be really great to start with. Mud runs, lantern festivals, given the astrology. I think lantern festivals would be awesome. Lavender festivals. Powwows that you see in different cities, especially that there's a big Native American presence. I also think astrology trade shows, going back to like the wine idea. I actually went to an astrology and wine event one time, and I drove 3 hours out just because it looked really cool online. It showed up on my feed. I was looking up astrology one day, and it came up, and then I ended up going. So I think utilizing just the space, the astrology, and all those ideas, and honing into those events that go everywhere and bringing them here.
The first few events you mentioned made my body hurt. Mud run and Tough Mudder. Yes.
Thank you again. I'm T. Hamidia. This isn't about gay pride, but I do hope we get to have it. I also sold dates at the Joshua Tree Farmers Market for 2 years, and a little bit over here. People prefer fry bread, but it's a huge industry, and if anywhere to have the High Desert Date Festival, this could be the spot. The topography here in 29 Palms is a little bit lower, so it's actually better for date palms. You'll see more date palms over here. The festival over on the other side definitely has worldwide attention and so on, but there's hardly any dates going on in it anymore. It's just more of a carnival. I am writing a book on the history of dates and date palms. I'd be happy to come and give a presentation to inspire you. There's a lot of money in dates. If you want to have a High Desert Date Festival, I think that it would meet all of your goals. There would be gay people there because I would love to help organize it, but it can go all the way across. Everybody likes to eat together, and that's certainly a way to build community. So.
All right. Oh, okay, I got to open up to the council, sorry. Everybody good?
No, that's,
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah.
You skipped over me on Matrix. As to events, I'll jump ahead. It's not just the great ideas that we're hearing about the events, but before any of these dollars are given out, I think it should be mandatory that we create a process to give this money out. It's entirely too much money, especially coupled with the $50,000 that the city has. So if we had a grant committee that's formed, that creates to be able to review the grants, that creates professional, specific applications for people to be putting in their ideas, then we can create, we can do it a couple different ways. You could do budget quarterly, so people have like an opportunity throughout the year to put things in. We could do matching dollars or straight dollars. There's a lot of ways to work that out, something a committee could figure out. But just willy-nilly handing out money to things at this point without having like a strict plan is probably not a very good path forward. And it doesn't, 1 minute.
Sorry. Okay, now to the council. Okay, good. TBID, good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our time. Hold on a minute, sir. Sir, I'm getting ready to do something really nice for the public right here, and you about to mess it up. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the time from the TBID and the council so that you guys can have 3 minutes for your last comments. But everybody in the audience can't speak, okay? So if you would like last comments on this strategic planning, then come up to the podium.
All I'm saying is that
Come up to the podium, sir.
I've sat here during this TBID meeting, and TBID hasn't really said much. Like, and this is a key one, too. When we talk about events, like, I think a lot of people have all sat here and talked about events. And when you would ask TBID, like, what do you guys think? They have zero to say. Like, I just think that that's not something, this should be a community discussion. I think
Well,
we've even
they
had some
actually
of the
did
city
have
council
something to say,
people
but I
here.
cut
Am I
them
done?
off to give you time.
I'm done now?
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I've heard this be like a community thing, but yet some people say something, some people don't. We've only had like, what, 1, 2, 5 people say something? I would really like to hear TBID's response to what they feel like events should be in the city. I've heard it from the community.
Okay.
What does TBID think the events should be? That's
Okay. All right, so I'm taking all my 3 minutes back. T-bid. No, it's too late. T-bid.
I just feel, I've really loved the engagement everyone's been giving. One of the reasons why I like to stay quiet is because I'm observing. We're paying attention, we're trying to listen to everybody's ideas. Sometimes it's not about speaking, we have to listen and take that in. So I really, really appreciate everybody's feedback. I am a little bit much pregnant at the moment, so I'm a little bit shaky, but I really appreciate everything that's been said in this meeting. And I really, really hope to see all of y'all at our meeting on the 9th, so we can speak more about this. Today, like the mayor said, it's a strategic planning. We want to hear ideas, comments. It's not to go back and forth. We want to absorb, listen in, and then notate, and then grow from there. So thank you.
Okay. Keep going. Yes, sir.
Let me just talk about 2 things, and I'm going to speak for the budget first. The $200,000 that was allocated for events was allocated in July of this year, prior to all the other conversations and things that happened. And again, it was allocated because the TBID was conservative during the COVID times, and they were conservative for the same reasons. We wanted to do events and grant money to events that would benefit the stakeholders. And keep in mind that the stakeholders primarily at this point are the lodging partners. However, we did not exclude the other businesses in the city. Even though they are not contributing, we have listened to and tried to support and sponsor from the limited budget that we have. Let me clarify one more time. 9% of the bed tax goes to the city's general fund. TBID only gets 1.5%. And we were very conservative in making sure that the questions that you guys have are being addressed when the event was presented to the board. And we wanted to also get the same analytics and same results, that if we don't see that, people will point fingers at us, and that's why we were conservative. We have opened up this year because we are past the pandemic, and now we understand that the engagement is there, and we are willing. So you have an idea, you have suggestions, which we've heard a lot. Great. We just need, again, we are volunteers. We don't have the time to create this event. Brianne's only one person. So if you've got ideas, if you've got promoters, if you've got people that are willing to take ownership, let us know and come to our meetings and suggest it. You're going to have 3 minutes to talk over there. Thank you.
Anybody else? From TV? Okay. Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm going to give 2 people 3 minutes. Go ahead, Miss Sarah.
We have to do something. We cannot let this go 3 months, 6 months at a time and not really do something. We've got to get this going because our monies are being taken out of every one of our reservations to come to the city. So we're assuming that things are happening in the city, but I'm hearing the troubles that you're having, that we don't have staff to take care of these things that we're really needing to actually keep our businesses going. So my concern is, I haven't come to a meeting in 6 or 8 months or whatever it's been. I don't feel like there's anything that has happened. So we need to get this going. So how do we get this going? Let's put ourselves on a time limit. I'm gonna try to come on the 9th to try to help and push this along a little bit. What's our time limit? So by December, we need 1, 2, 3. By January, we need 4, 5, and 6. Let's see it expedited. Let's get it going. And we can hire a marketing person very fast to step in. I like the idea of paying a company to do it because they're responsible to make it happen fast with employees. Maybe hiring somebody is a little more difficult in the city. I also, let's see. Maybe we could make, and also just a comment, can we make our city a wedding destination? With different venues that the county will not allow weddings because of whatever the permit situation is or whatever. How can we stand up from the rest of the town? We are rocking. We have the land. We have so much going for us in 29. Joshua Tree has nothing. When people come to Joshua Tree, they arrive and it's like, where am I? With 4 buildings? And then I get to the park. We have such an opportunity here. Let's get this going quickly, please. Thank you.
All right. And then, Mike, you got anything else? I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The last thing I really have is that, I think that this discussion has been very valuable. I think that it's important for all of us on both sides of this thing, though, to realize that, the way that it went and was clearly has gotten us to this point here today, right? So I think that the more that we can all be forward-thinking and try to figure out the solutions for some of these things that brought us here, instead of pointing at, what didn't work or who did what in the past, might get us to a better resolution faster. As far as the events are concerned and some actionable things, which I think is a good way to leave this meeting, I know that, Rediscover 29, we could be prepared to start throwing these events in January and do a 12-month lookout from January 1. I think it's important to point out, none of us are paid. We're also volunteers. We have jobs other than promoting and and organizing events for the community, but we all see a mutual beneficial aspect to it that all of us involved working together should make everyone's situation a little better. So thank you for the extra time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, yes, ma'am.
I've been an observer here and watching everything in 29 and working on a project that we'll discuss at some point. I just want to tell everybody, 29 is on the verge of a renaissance. All you guys have a lot of ideas, the whole idea of community, volunteers. Brianne works her butt off. She's great. She's wonderful at her job. This is a new time for you. This is a new time for everybody to come in, do what you got to do, one at a time. Start with a cupcake. I don't care what you do. This place is going to roll, okay? And I want you to really believe that, okay? Know it. But you got to get off your butt and do something and work together as a team. Not only big meetings, have little meetings. Get in there and do something. And I hope that by next year, 25, this place is going to be jamming with a New Year's Eve festival of dancers and whatever, okay? Right? Do something. You already have it. We have a project, as I said, Brianne knows what it is. I'm not going to say anything yet, but it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to help the tourists do something in the afternoon when they come here after they leave the park. And the hotels have to be more creative. Put something in there. International flavor. Why not have from Motown to powwows, to China, to whatever. There's a calendar that has every party and every holiday. Make this an international center of humanity. This is your identity. You are a peacekeeping place and a fun place, but you've got to add some color. Paint some of these buildings up a little bit, you know? Color, bring color here. You know, having the stage, Motown, honey. Bring a Motown concert in here. You'll have thousands of people here. And do events every other week or every month so people can come go, yeah, I'm coming here to party. I'm coming here to see some Chinese or some salsa festivals or something, okay? One at a time. I know it takes budget, volunteers, and people to come, social media, whatever the heck it takes. You are beginning on a renaissance. This is a new beginning. Turn the damn page, forget the past, get it going. You all have creative minds. Put a note and say, let's do this. You can't get there, put a card to the visitor center and say, hi, let's do this and try it. If it doesn't work, who cares? Try something. Don't just talk about it anymore. This is your life, this is your town, this is your ability, and all of you are creative, okay?
Thank you.
So let's get going, okay?
Thank you. All right, so we're out of time. I'm gonna have to close this out. Thank everybody. So let me read this, okay? Like I said, I like to write it down so I don't forget. As we draw this TBID strategic planning session to a close, I want to express my gratitude and admiration for the tremendous effort and dedication that has gone into today's discussion. It has been an inspiring day of collaboration filled with exceptional ideas and shared vision for our beloved community. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to New Deal Hospitality for spearheading this event and for their unwavering commitment to the betterment of our city. Your enthusiasm and leadership have been instrumental in guiding us through this vital planning process. I also want to recognize and commend the members of the TBID board for their active participation and their invaluable insights they have provided. Your dedication to enhancing tourism and improving our destination is truly commendable. To the City Council and our diligent city staff have played a crucial role in making this event possible. Your support and dedication to our community's prosperity are evident in the collaborative spirit that has permeated our discussions today. A special mention is due to the TBID Marketing Director and the IT Department for their tireless efforts in ensuring the success of this event. Your technical expertise and marketing prowess have made a significant impact on the planning process. Last but not least, I want to thank our community. Your input and engagements are the foundation upon which we build a brighter future for our city. Your feedback, ideas, and concerns are invaluable to us, and they will continue to shape the direction we take in the days, months, and years to come. Today, we have set the stage for a more vibrant and prosperous community. We are committed to turning these great ideas into actionable plans that will make our city an even more attractive and welcoming place. Let us carry the spirit of collaboration and innovation that we witnessed today forward as we work together to make our dreams a reality. Thank you once again for your dedication, your passion, your unwavering commitment to our community. Let's continue to work together for our collective success in the success of our beloved city. So God bless this city, and God bless you all.
That's about 5 minutes, but anyways, hey, real quick, I'm right now not feeling that we're going anywhere with this. How are we gonna, do we have to have extra meetings for like Discover 29 if they get 2 people and the TBID to get 2 people to discuss these events that we're talking about instead of letting it?
No, November 9th.
Well, that's
so
the TBID.
Yeah, but we encourage Usher to go to that meeting because that's where they're gonna make those decisions.
3:30.
So you heard that, Brianne?
Pardon me? Sorry, I have multiple people.
Mr. Usher wants to know if he could be on the agenda.
Yes.
We're close.
As a presenter, agenda, discussion action, yes. Yes.
Okay?
There you
So
go,
good?
presentation.
Thank you, guys.